ku Rwanda n'umuhango ukomeye ku Banyarwanda uretse kandi izo mpeta z'igihango abamwe mu bari buze gushimirwa n'u Rwanda harimo bari buze guhabwa impeta y'agaciro ari nayo impeta igaragaza icyubahiro baba babagombye cyangwa se igihugu kiba cyabagombye ku byo bafatanyije n'u Rwanda uretse iyo mpeta y'icyubahiro kandi haraza gutangwa impeta y'indashyikirwa ingiyi ikaba iri buze guhabwa abafashije u Rwanda bafatanyije n'u Rwanda mu bijyanye no kongera kugarura umurimo no guteza imbere umurimo mu Banyarwanda no guteza imbere umurimo mu bana b'u Rwanda hakaba kandi impeta yiswe y'indangamirwa ingiyi ikaza guhembwa cyangwa se ikaza guhabwa umuntu wateje imbere wasanye n'u Rwanda guteza imbere umuco tutibagiye kandi niyitwa indengana baganizi ingi ikaza guhembwa cyangwa se kaza guhabwa wagaragaje wafatanyije n'u Rwanda mu bwitange butangaje bwatumye igihugu kigera ahangaha n'umuhango witabiriwe n'abayobozi batandukanye mu nzego nkuru z'igihugu mu muhango kandi witabiriwe n'inshuti z'u Rwanda cyane cyane iz'Abanyarwanda bamaze kumenya hari aturutse mu bihugu bigiye bitandukanye ko Minisitiri w'umuco na siporo yabigarutseho hari abaturutse mu bihugu binyuranye ariko kandi bakaza kuza kuvanwamo n'abaribuze gushimirwa mu kanya gato rero nyakubahwa Perezida wa Repubulika uri bubane n'abari hano nawe uzi kuba ari umushyitsi mukuru araba ageze hano muri Kigali Convention Center aho ari buze kwifatanya n'aba bayobozi n'abandi batandukanye bateguye ndetse n'iki gikorwa tutibagiwe n'izo nshuti z'u Rwanda ziri buze gushimirwa aho ngira ngo na Minisitiri w'umuco yanabigarutseho ko no mu muco w'u Rwanda na mbere wenda gushimira cyangwa se kwibutsa umuntu kwereka na rubanda ko hari umuntu ufitanye igihango ku byiza yagukoreye ni ibintu byabayeho mu muco ni ibintu byakomeje gusigasirwa aho wenda kwambika impeta byari bisanzwe biriho murabizi harabambikaga impeta y'uruti harabahawe abambitswe impeta cyangwa se bashimiwe bahabwa impeta y'umurinzi abo bose byari bisanzwe ariko nanone hongera kuzirikanwa babandi ryaterambere munyarwanda kuri uyu munsi yishimira ryaterambere arata ryaterambere n'amahanga ashimira u Rwanda ariko tukongera tukibukiranya ko atari Abanyarwanda gusa bagiye babigiramo uruhare ko hari n'abanyamahanga b'inshuti z'u Rwanda kandi bagize uruhare rukomeye cyane batagomba gutabwa gutyo batagomba kumva ko ari ibintu bisa naho bisanzwe mu kanya gato rero nyakubahwa Perezida wa Repubulika y'u Rwanda Paul Kagame arabageze hano muri iki cyumba aho ari buze gufatanya n'abari hano banamwiteguye birumvikana kugira ngo uyu muhango uze kuba umuhango koko ufite byinshi usobanuye ku Rwanda hari byinshi biza kugarukwaho wenda haraza no kugaruka mu buryo burambuye ese abahembwa ibikorwa bitandukanye bagiye bakorera u Rwanda bafatanyije n'u Rwanda nibihe ese wenda umunyarwanda dukurikiye hari ibikorwa ubona ukabubyishimira wenda ukabushimira leta y'u Rwanda ariko utazi neza ko buriya hari abandi bafatanyije na leta y'u Rwanda hari abandi babanye na leta y'u Rwanda muri urwo rugendo rugari mu muco kandi w'u Rwanda iyo bavuze igihango baba bavuze byinshi iyo bavuze igihango uwo mwagiranye igihango ni wa muntu ubuzima bwanyu buba bubaye nkaho mugomba kubukomezanya akumva ko atari bwa bucuti gusa busanzwe ahubwo akumva ko ari ibintu bizakomeza aba rero bagiye guhembwa ni abantu bagera ku 9 bagiye guhembwa n'ubucuti bwabo n'u Rwanda burahita bwongerwa agaciro birumvikana ubucuti bwabo n'u Rwanda buraza n'ubucuti bwabo n'u Rwanda kandi buraza kugira urundi rwego buzamukiraho bive kuri iyi ntera bigane wenda ku ntera irenze iyo bwari buriho naho zavuga ko mugenzi wacu Paul Rutikanga mu kanya gato yahoze aganira na Minisitiri w'umuco na siporo Rutikanga ni igikorwa wenda twavuze ko ari igikorwa kidasanzwe nubwo hari uburyo cyakorwaga mu Banyarwanda ariko nawe ukurikije uko wabonye abantu bitabiriye izo nshuti z'u Rwanda ngira ngo hari icyo babivuga
nibyo bazire harimo umwihariko kuko iki gikorwa n'ubwa mbere kigiye gukorwa gitanzwe na nyakubahwa Perezida wa Repubulika impeta akaba nageze
Perezida wa Repubulika ageze hano
Kindly remain standing for the national anthem. You may be seated. Excellency, Mr. President, Excellency, Madam First Lady, honorable guests, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this very special evening as we award the National Order of Outstanding Friendship to very distinguished individuals. Allow me to share with you the run of program for this evening. First of all, my name is Sanjana Mutoni and I'll be the Master of Ceremony. So your program for this evening will be as follows. We will begin first with welcoming remarks by the Honorable Minister of State of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Honorable Olivier Nduhungirehe. His remarks will be followed by the beginning of the conferment ceremony. Following the awarding medals of the National Order of Outstanding Friendship, we will hear from the President of the Republic of Rwanda. Following his address, we will then open for the gala dinner. Once again, thank you for joining this evening. Now, if the Honorable Minister of State could kindly go to the stage to deliver his welcoming remarks. Thank you.
Your Excellency, Paul Kagame, President of the Republic of Rwanda, and Madam First Lady, Honorable President of the Senate, Honorable Speaker of the Chamber of Deputies, Right Honorable Prime Minister, Honorable Chief Justice, Honorable Ministers, distinguished honorees, invited guests, good evening. Welcome to this inaugural ceremony for the conferral of the National Order of Outstanding Friendship. The nation of Rwanda was liberated and rebuilt by her citizens. But for the past 23 years, our country has been privileged to have many friends from all continents and walks of life who have accompanied and worked with us in our journey towards peace and stability, justice and reconciliation, as well as economic transformation. Today, we are here to honor more than just friends of Rwanda. We will recognize outstanding friends of Rwanda. Shortly, 9 individuals will be awarded the Medal of Igihango, the Order of Outstanding Friendship, one of Rwanda's highest orders. This is an honor awarded to a person who has performed extraordinary acts of public interest that promotes friendship and cooperation between Rwanda and other countries. Our honorees tonight are, in alphabetical order, Hezi Bezalel, Howard G. Buffett, Ambassador Gilbert Shaguri, John Dick, Dr. Paul Farmer, who is not with us tonight, Alain Gauthier, and his wife Dafroza Mukarumongi Gauthier, Linda Melvin, and Joseph Ritchie. Our distinguished honorees come from numerous countries and a diverse range of professions. We have accomplished businessmen, a renowned physician, an investigative journalist and genocide scholar, philanthropists and humanitarians, diplomats, as well as advocates for truth. The gold medal they will receive is composed of the Rwandan coat of arms, which is a symbol of Rwandan interests, and a star, which represents the light that spreads to all parts of the world. The design of our national order of outstanding friendship represents Rwanda's regional and international partnerships as expressed through friendship and cooperation with people and nations across the world. Once again, Your Excellency the President, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this special ceremony, and I hope you will all enjoy the evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister of State. We are now getting into the very important part of this evening, which is the conferment of the awards. It is now my great pleasure to invite Mr. President to please go on stage. Thank you. We will now call on all the honorees in alphabetical order to receive their medals as the award citation will be read. It is an honor to invite Mr. Hezi Bezalel to join His Excellency, the President on stage. Hezi Bezalel, a life for all seasons. For more than 30 years, you have put your extraordinary business acumen at Africa's service. You first came to Rwanda in the middle of 1994 at our darkest hour and have stood with us through struggle and sacrifice ever since. As Rwanda's voice in your native Israel, you have been an architect of the singular relationship that our people share, forged in unspoken recognition of the truth of history. On behalf of a grateful nation, His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Rwanda, hereby bestows the Order of Outstanding Friendship, Igihango, on Mr. Hezi Bezalel. Congratulations, sir. We now invite you to the podium for your acceptance remarks.
Rwanda nziza, Banyarwanda bahiri. Good evening, beautiful Rwanda. His Excellency, the President Paul Kagame, the First Lady Janet Kagame, Mrs. Janet Kagame, Honorable Ministers, Member of Parliament, Chief Justice, the official of the Defense Forces, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I am deeply honored for the recognition, and I want to thank my friends, His Excellency the President, the government and the people of Rwanda for your decision to honor me among the dignified laureates of the National Order of Outstanding Medal. It's really a great honor for me. As was said, I first arrived here in Kigali in 1994. I believe it was June, July. I met the president at the airport. He didn't even allow me to get out. It was too dangerous. Still there was shooting on the streets of Kigali. From the very beginning, I fell in love with the justified causes, willingness to sacrifice, vision, dreams, and the determination of the movement. During those days of the struggle, I tried more than my best to help from Israel to neighboring countries and to engage anyone who was ready to listen. And unfortunately, there were not many that were ready to listen. It was a terrible time and tragedy that only few people and nations have been able to overcome. It was not human, but still, during the struggle and after the liberation, there was no revenge at all. Only goodwill and efforts to heal the wounds, to bring the inhuman criminal genociders to fair trial that I'm not sure that they deserved, and to rebuild a new healthy society, and to turn Rwanda into one people and one nation. Rwanda went from having the connotation of genocide to having the connotation of prosperity, equality, and progress ICT country. One to be really proud of. After the terrible genocide against the Tutsi, which saw more than 1 million people slaughtered, you, Mr. President, saved millions more from suffering the same fate and succeeded to end the war and to win it. All this while the world was idly standing by, with some countries even worse than that. After all that, you chose to forego the presidency and to inject, in order to inject stability and national cohesion from the very start, you felt it best that the president be from the other party, from the other part, to reflect the unity you wanted to see in Rwanda and its rebuilding. This noble, modest, and smart decision would have been if Israel's founding father, David Ben-Gurion, the establisher, the founder of Israel, David Ben-Gurion, in 1948, if he nominated El-Husseini, that he was the leader of the Arabs in Israel, as a prime minister, and he put himself as a deputy. Digging further in the history, I don't want to go too far, but it is even more powerful than if the President of the United States, George Washington, the first one, would have appointed himself as a vice president and crowned a British loyalist to be the president. It sounds completely crazy, but you did it. To me, this is a shining example of your wisdom and leadership, which I have grown to know and admire over the years. It is unbelievable that this was the case when you were only in your 30s. And for this reason, among many more, I am proud to be inspired by you and to take the liberty to call you my dear friend. Learning from you, my greatest hope is to imitate the reconciliation that happened here in Rwanda, led by this unique leadership to promote peace in my homeland, Israel. It was a great honor for me to open the gates of my country, Israel, to Rwanda, and to promote Rwanda whenever and wherever I could in the world. Rwanda and Israel share a mutual and natural affinity. Rwanda, like Israel, toiled under foreign rule, unfortunately experienced horrific inhuman genocide, and fought to get out of the past into the future, completely different future. Like Israel, with unique leadership, determination, vision, and passion, you won your liberty. You healed the wounds of the past to chart a bright, great, wonderful future for your people. I am happy that today the relationship between Israel and Rwanda has climbed to unbelievable heights, and Rwanda is considered one of Israel's closest allies. Building this relationship wasn't easy. It demanded a long and continuous effort, but it was only made possible by your belief and leadership, along with your vision and openness. You, Mr. President, shouldered the unenviable task of rebuilding a shattered and divided country from the ashes to the revival, almost with nothing, trusting only the unique human resources. Today, Rwanda is not only one of the fastest growing economies in the world, but it is, and I took only few samples, I could bring another 2 or 3 pages of list. It's second easiest place to do business and invest in the world. The first country in the ICT promotion, globally ranked among the world's first 10 safest places in the world, one of the greenest and cleanest places in the world, fourth in the world gender equality. That's published by the way they put it in Israel on the news last week in Israel was opened with this news that Rwanda is the fourth in gender equality in the world. Over 60% of those in parliament and 40% of those in government are female. I don't believe that there are many countries that arrive to this achievement. Above all, as a nation, Rwandans are united as ever before and live in peace and prosperity. I consider myself one of you, a proud and free Rwandan. I've been standing up for the causes of the country during all these struggles and the crises along the long way, and I promise to be devoted even more to the hopes and the dreams of the future. I hug you all. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity I hug you all and thank you for allowing me the opportunity to walk this journey together. We have Igihango for life, forever. Ramba Rwanda. Ramba Rwanda.
Thank you, sir.
We now invite Mr. Howard G. Buffett to join His Excellency the President on stage. Howard G. Buffett, visionary of sustainable well-being. You are recognized worldwide for your ingenious philanthropy, showing how humanity can live much better lives from the bounty of the land while protecting our environment for the future. The immense scale of your personal commitment to Rwanda's agricultural transformation, to our national parks, and to the security of our wider region is as humbling as it is empowering. On behalf of a grateful nation, His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Rwanda, hereby bestows the Order of Outstanding Friendship, Igihango, on Mr. Howard G. Buffett. Congratulations, sir. You are kindly invited to the podium for your appreciation marks.
Your Excellency, Mr. President, First Lady, ministers, friends, it's a great honor to receive this. I thought what I might do is just take a few minutes and tell you what Rwanda has taught me. Most of you all know very well the history of the country and what it's achieved. In 1974, January of 74, I stepped onto African soil for the first time at 19 years old. I started in Ghana, Ivory Coast, came down around, visited 5 countries. South Africa was under an apartheid regime. Some of you will think back and understand why Rwanda was not on that list as we traveled from the United States. And then about 20 years later, 1996, I returned to South Africa. And a lot had changed from 1974 to 1996. And a few years later, I came to Rwanda for the first time in 1998. And looking back at those 2 countries at the time that I started to visit in the 90s, who could imagine how different they would look, and that Rwanda, meaning no offense to South Africa, has left South Africa in the dust, as we would say in the United States. So over a period of 20 years, our foundation team and myself, we ended up visiting every country on the continent of Africa. We worked in 44 countries, and we wanted to do something transformational. We really struggled to get that done. So I was able to realize we could cheat. We could come to a transformational country and make it easier for ourselves. And that's what we did. There is no country on this continent where we could do what we are doing today, hands down. Now, you don't get there by hoping or wishing. You don't achieve the opportunity and the changes by thinking about them. You have to have strategy and vision and leadership. We all know the leadership that President Kagame has provided. I've stopped in African countries to see other presidents, and they'll ask me, where are you going? I say, I'm going to Rwanda next. We wish we could be like Rwanda. Other presidents have said that to me on this continent. That is the highest honor, Mr. President, that you could receive of your peers. Now, once I was across the border in Uganda visiting President Museveni, I wanted to tell him that President Kagame's cows were better, but I refrained, and they are. He said something to me that stuck with me, and most of you here will know exactly what he meant. He said, someday Americans and Westerners are going to stop treating us like children. Rwanda has led the way to show what it means to stop treating African nations like children. We feel very fortunate to be able to invest in this country, to call people here friends, to call Rwanda a second home, to call the President and the First Lady friends, and that will never change. Mr. President, we stand with you now, and we will stand with you in the future.
Thank you, sir. I now invite Ambassador Gilbert Chagoury to join His Excellency the President on stage. Ambassador Gilbert Chagoury, Envoy of Goodwill. You achieved extraordinary success in business in conditions that would daunt even the most intrepid industrialist. Yet, you are best known as a philanthropist because you chose to share your wealth with those around you, while serving as a trusted counselor to world leaders on nearly every continent. You selflessly accompanied Rwanda in the most delicate task of paving a path to greater understanding with the Holy See. On behalf of a grateful nation, His Excellency the President of the Republic of Rwanda hereby bestows the Order of Outstanding Friendship, Igihango, on Ambassador Gilbert Chagoury. Congratulations, Ambassador. We welcome you to the podium for your acceptance remarks. All right.
We now invite Mr. John Dick to join His Excellency the President on stage. John Dick, bridge builder to opportunity. For over 50 years, you have been a key player in some of the world's most successful technology, manufacturing, and transportation companies. When Rwanda first sought to connect with global business leaders, you took the time to listen and to act. This led directly to many of our most fruitful and productive investment relationships. By representing Rwanda internationally, you continue to contribute to the progress of our country, which you proudly call your own. On behalf of a grateful nation, His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Rwanda, hereby bestows the Order of Outstanding Friendship, Igihango, on Mr. John Dick. Congratulations, sir. We invite you to the podium to deliver your acceptance remarks.
Thank you.
Just come up here.
It's a great honor to stand before you and receive this award. I can't begin to tell you how touched I am and how grateful I am for the opportunities that Rwanda has given me and Mickey. We were both together from the very outset. I can recall the time that President Kagame came to visit us in Jersey and stayed in our home for a couple of days while we talked about the difficulties and problems and challenges of Rwanda. At the conclusion of the second day, we were finishing dinner late that evening, and the president was going to leave at 7 o'clock the next morning for Rwanda. He looked across the table and he said, "John, when my plane leaves at 7 o'clock in the morning, I'd like for you and Mickey to be on it. I'd like you to come to Rwanda. There are some things I'd like to have you look at. I'll give you access to a military helicopter and unrestricted access to the entire country. Spend a week here with me, and then let me know what you think." And he named several things. And Mickey was sitting across the table from me to the president's right, and I could see her eyes going big like this. And I said to the president, "Give me a few minutes with Mickey outside in the hall, and then I'll let you know whether we'll go or not." So I went outside, and she looked at me and she said, with terror, she said, "We can't go to Rwanda. They kill people there." And we talked about it for a few minutes, and I said, "You know, after the conversations I've had with the president here in the last few days, I think we're going to be just fine. And I think this is an opportunity that God has brought our way, and we need to say yes, and we need to get involved." So 7 hours later, we had our bags packed, and we were at the airport taking off for Rwanda. Well, that was the easiest trip we ever had to Rwanda, because when we took off from Jersey, we landed in Kigali, I think 8 hours or 9 hours later. So we thought, well, this is kind of an easy trip. The next time we went to Rwanda, we came from Los Angeles, where we were based part of the time. And with all the plane changes, it took us 36 hours. So it was a totally different story. And we kept on coming to Rwanda. We were fascinated by the country and by the possibilities that we saw here. We felt totally committed to what was happening and to enable the vision that President Kagame had for the country to become a reality. And over the years, it was strange how many people that I had done business with, practically all over the world, and maybe hadn't talked to for years, they'd all of a sudden surface, and they were ready to get involved in Rwanda. It was like God was leading them. And it has been such a pleasure and a privilege to be involved in what has happened in Rwanda. The first time we came here, there weren't nearly the number of paved roads there are today. There weren't the kind of buildings there are, high-rises, beautiful architecture, and the cleanliness of the city today. And what has happened is an absolute monument to the Rwandese people. One of the things that really impressed me was the importance that was given to females in Rwanda. And I recognize the importance of that because I know that Mickey has been such an important part of my life for the last 20 years since we got involved here in Rwanda. And there are very few things that I do that I don't run by her to get her opinion, to get her ideas, which she freely gives me. And sometimes they're in contrast to what my ideas are, but I listen carefully because there's a lot of wisdom that comes out of her viewpoint. And I think one of the reasons that Rwanda has done such a great job in fashioning the finest country in Africa by far is the fact that so much attention is given to women and their voice. That is a remarkable result, particularly in Africa. And I think you are to be absolutely congratulated for that. It would be difficult to go over all of the things that we've seen happen in Rwanda in the last 2 decades. But it's been absolutely soul satisfying to see what has happened. And there's no one that we have introduced to Rwanda who has not come away with a good experience. It's been really, in a sense, the crowning achievement of our lives to be involved here. And we hope that the relationship will continue. We're involved in a couple of fairly major projects right now that I think will make a huge difference to Rwanda in the future. And it's an absolute privilege to be here and to receive this honor. Thank you so very, very much.
Thank you, sir.
Nous avons l'honneur d'inviter Madame Dafroza Mukarumongi-Gauthier et Monsieur Alain Gauthier à rejoindre son Excellence. Madame Dafroza Mukarumongi-Gauthier et Monsieur Alain Gauthier, justiciers inlassables, vous avez pris un extraordinaire engagement commun visant à traduire les responsables du génocide des Tutsis devant la justice, avec pour seule arme des faits et de la persévérance. Vous avez poursuivi ces fugitifs sans relâche et forcé les tribunaux d'un État réticent à entendre les preuves fournies par les survivants. Ainsi, vous avez porté un coup dur à la tolérance croissante pour le déni de génocide et contribué à renforcer le principe selon lequel chaque nation se doit d'assumer en totalité sa part de responsabilité dans notre tragédie. On behalf of a grateful nation, His Excellency the President of the Republic of Rwanda hereby bestows the Order of Outstanding Friendship, Igihango, on Madame Dafroza Mukarumongi-Gauthier et Monsieur Alain Gauthier. Madame et Monsieur Gauthier, félicitations. Nous vous invitons à partager quelques mots de remerciement. Merci.
Pardon. My English is very poor, and sinzi Kinyarwanda si cyane, so I speak in French. Murakoze cyane, Excellence, Monsieur le Président, Madame la Première Dame, chers amis, une fois la surprise passée, de recevoir cette distinction, il faut bien assumer les remerciements. Pendant de longues minutes, en entendant ceux qui m'ont précédé, je me suis demandé si nous étions bien à notre place. Nous n'avons pas l'habitude de ces assemblées aussi importantes. Je voudrais d'abord dédier cette reconnaissance à toutes les victimes du génocide des Tutsis, qu'ils soient de notre famille, de la famille de Dafrosa, qu'ils soient nos amis, ou plus encore tous les nombreux anonymes. C'est leur extermination qui a motivé notre engagement au sein du CPCR, le collectif des partis civils pour le Rwanda en France, depuis pratiquement 20 ans. Dédier aussi cette médaille à nos invités qui sont ici présents, membres de l'ACPCR, c'est-à-dire l'association des amis du CPCR, nos familles, les représentants de notre famille, des amis, représentant aussi des rescapés. Dédié aussi à mes parents, qui ne sont plus, mais qui nous ont nourris de valeurs de solidarité, d'engagement bénévole, d'écoute et de respect de l'autre. Une pensée aussi pour nos enfants, qui sont tous absents, mais bien sûr présents à notre cœur. Tous ont accepté et soutenu l'engagement que nous avons pris, et je pense que leur soutien est essentiel pour nous. Et puis enfin, dédier aussi, parler aussi de ma reconnaissance à celles qui, depuis 40 ans, partagent mes joies, mes peines, mes angoisses. En rencontrant Dafrosa, je ne savais pas que nous emprunterions les chemins de la justice, et je la remercie donc d'être ma compagne de lutte. Dans le combat que nous menons en France, vous connaissez tous le contexte politique dans lequel nous combattons, en but à toutes les formes de négationnisme. Et pourtant, nous avons fini par obtenir des résultats. 3 procès, 25 ans de prison pour Pascal Simbikangwa, condamnation à perpétuité pour les bourgmestres de Kabarondo, Ngenzi et Baraira qui ont fait appel et dont le procès en appel se déroulera précisément du 2 mai au 6 juillet 2018. Et bien d'autres échéances encore, puisque près de 25 plaintes sont encore à l'instruction en France au TGI de Paris. D'ici quelques jours d'ailleurs, nous déposerons une nouvelle plainte. Ce combat pour la justice nous demande beaucoup d'énergie, même une santé de fer. Mais ça nous demande aussi d'avoir beaucoup de moyens financiers. Et je voudrais remercier tous ceux qui, depuis déjà de longues années, nous ont soutenus et nous soutiennent encore, tous les membres du collectif des partis civils, plus récemment les membres des amis du CPCR ici au Rwanda, sans parler d'autres personnes dont je ne dirai pas les noms, mais qui se reconnaîtront et qui nous apportent régulièrement une aide indispensable. Merci à ceux qui, dans un avenir proche, nous aideront encore. La CPCR est notre relais ici au Rwanda. N'hésitez pas à contacter son président, M. Rwabouhihi, à le bousculer, mais un petit peu. Nous avons besoin de moyens financiers pour financer nos procès. Le collectif des partis civils pour le Rwanda a un site internet que vous pourrez consulter. C'est là où vous aurez beaucoup de renseignements. On peut aussi nous aider par le moyen du site. Encore merci à tous. Murakoze Tchane, Murakoze, Monsieur le Président. Cette médaille est pour nous un encouragement à continuer la lutte sans relâche.
Nyakubahwa Perezida wa Repubulika na Madamu, banyacyubahiro bari hano mwese, nshuti bavandimwe, ndabaramukije. Nubwo aramvugiye byinshi, ariko gushima no gushimira ni umuco wacu wa Kinyarwanda. Nanjye nshimiye bwimazeyo gushimwa namwe Perezida wa Repubulika. Ariko kandi mu by'ukuri iyo umuntu yihaye akazi aragakora. Ntawakaduhase, ntawakadutegetse, ubanza ariyo mpamvu tutarademisiyona. Natwe kandi turikorera. Ndibuka turi bato, ababyeyi baratubwiraga ngo iyo wihaye akazi wakiyemeje uragakora, ndetse ukakanarangiza, ariko akadukora ndibaza yuko katarangira. Murumva rero yuko isoko ituruka mu murage twahawe n'ababyeyi, isoko iva mu burere no mu rukundo badusigiye. Ejo ku mugoroba twahuye n'inshuti yadushimiraga ngo ubwitange bwacu. Narayishimiye. Nayibwiye ariko ko kugeza ubu nta muntu nzi witanze kurusha Inkotanyi. Inkotanyi zabohoye igihugu cyacu, intambara zarwanye, zikayitsinda, zikadukura mu mahanga, nizo dukesha byinshi. Nk'uko mubizi, ibitambo byabaye byinshi, haba ku rugamba cyangwa se mu Rwanda, Abatutsi bicwa urubozo. Ibyo bitambo byose bisa naho bibaza buri wese hano icyo yasigariye. Igisubizo cyanjye cyabaye icyo cyo kwiha ako kazi nababwiraga, kugira ngo amateka yacu atazibagirana na rimwe ku isi. Mbasezeranyije hano ko igihe cyose nzaba mfite imbaraga, nzakomeza kugira ngo abana bacu bazagire aho bahera. Iyo tuje hano mu Rwanda, mu misozi tusa naho tuzereramo, tujya gushaka ubuhamya, haba mu baresikape cyangwa n'abandi baza aya mateka, duhura n'abantu benshi kandi badufashije. Ndashaka kubatuma ku miryango y'abanyakwigendera 3 badufashije mu buryo butandukanye, umuryango wa Mucyo Jean de Dieu, umuryango wa Innocent Gakwaya n'umuryango wa Jean Sayinzoga. Jye sinashoboye kubaherekeza ariko ndabatumye. Ndangije nanone nibuka abarimu babiri nabo banyakwigendera banyigishije u Rwanda. Wa mbere ni Muzehe Sebasoni watureze mu buhunzi Burayi akatwigisha u Rwanda pe n'ibindi ubuhanga bwe mwari mubuzi. Muzehe yaratubwiraga ati ntimukibagirwe na rimwe ko hari umunyarwanda hari u Rwanda, ati mujye mubizirikana, ati kandi ntimukababazwe n'urupfu kuko umunsi w'imperuka twese tuzahurira i Rwanda. Je m'en mets dans mes papiers. Excusez-moi. Nari ndiho mvuga abanyakwigendera ngewe bambereye ingenzi kandi banyigishije ibintu byinshi. Ndi mwarimu twasangiraga u Rwanda ndetse tugasangira n'Ubufaransa n'uwitwaga José Kagabo nawe akaba ari nyakwigendera, ariko icyo twasangiraga cyane cyane ni umujinya w'Abafaransa. Ubusinyigira uwo mutura nk'uko nawe twawuturanaga, yari umusomyi yari umwanditsi, ariko akavuga ati ntukababazwe n'ibigoryi n'ababisha. Ndangije nshimira Alain mon mari, mon confident, mon compagnon de lutte. Nous avons la chance d'être heureux et d'être deux. Tout seul, le travail est très lourd. Il est parfois insupportable. Donc, moi seul, je ne peux pas. Et lui seul, d'ailleurs, je pense. Donc, je dédie aussi cette distinction, Alain le disait tout à l'heure, à nos enfants, à qui je pense avec beaucoup d'affection. Ce n'est pas facile d'avoir des parents comme nous. On n'est jamais à la maison. Donc, je leur dédie tout ce travail. Et je pense à tous ceux qui nous soutiennent. Certains sont dans la salle. Abandi ntibashoboye kuza. Bose ndabashimiye cyane. Shimiye umuryango udasanzwe wa Ildefonse Rwayitare. Aho twiruka mu misozi hose kera abana bacu bakiri abana bakiri bato twarabafataga tukabasiga mu bandi bana. Ntitwibazaga ngo ese bariye, ntitwibazaga ngo ese barashonje, twari tuzi ko ibintu byose ari tayari. None nashaka kubashimira muri rusange, nkababwira yuko nta muntu mu by'ukuri ukora wenyine, buryo iyo udafite ugusigariyeho nta na kimwe gishobora gukorwa. Shimiye abaresikape benshi, hari abari hano muri sare, ndatekereza Venuste kenshi waduherekeje ku misozi, ndatekereza ubuhamya ba Kami Karimwabo, sinzi ahari, nzi ko ari hano ariko sinamubonye, ndamuramukije. Ndatekereza na benshi cyane, kandi ndashimira n'ubucamanza bwa hano budufasha gukomeza muri za dosiye zose tuba turimo. Murakoze mwese, murakoze Perezida.
Thank you.
We now invite Professor Linda Melbourne to join His Excellency the President on stage. Linda Melvern, archaeologist of truth. Before encountering the neglected story of the international community's role in the genocide against the Tutsi, you were already recognized as a relentless investigative reporter. Your commitment to the truth has produced some of the most meticulously researched accounts of the genocide on record. Despite personal cost, your vigilance against genocide denial is undiminished. By demonstrating that our national tragedy has lessons for humanity as a whole, your work gives solace and dignity to survivors. On behalf of a grateful nation, His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Rwanda, hereby bestows the Order of Outstanding Friendship, Igihango, on Professor Linda Melvern. Congratulations, Professor. We invite you to the podium for your acceptance remarks.
Your Excellency, President Paul Kagame, First Lady Jeanette Kagame, honoured ministers, friends of Rwanda, ladies and gentlemen. It is the greatest honour of my life to be awarded this medal in recognition of 23 years' work to document the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi and the intolerable negligence and inexcusable apathy that allowed it. Today, Western governments continue a policy of excessive secrecy and unwarranted concealment of pertinent facts and withhold from their publics what they should know. This serves to embolden a campaign of genocide denial, currently waged by perpetrators and their supporters to undermine the facts and blame the victims. French military officers, politicians and diplomats are complicit, for they have the most to hide. My life today is dedicated to the defense of the status and the history of the genocide against the Tutsi, the human rights disaster of our age, and to document the fake news and phony science which now surrounds it. This is used by Western academics and journalists, and to our shame in the UK, by the BBC, to distort and diminish the genocide of the Tutsi and to libel the leadership of the Rwandan Patriotic Front. There is clearly one set of journalistic standards when reporting events in the West, and quite another when reporting Rwanda. This needs to be exposed. Genocide denial is designed to spread confusion and cause doubt. Its aim is to destroy truth and memory. Deniers do not reject the authority of truth and oppose it. They pay no attention to it at all. The denial of the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi does terrible harm to survivors. For the survivors, this is not a distant event from 23 years ago to be commemorated once a year. It is a reality with which they live every single day. As I write my new book, I'm reminded of the Rwandan proverb, "Truth passes through fire and does not get burned." I would like to pay a personal tribute to His Excellency President Paul Kagame, for no journalist in the world was ever granted the access that I was given to information and documents. And I thank him. Murakoze John. My husband, Phil Green, who due to ill health cannot be here, and my son, Lawrence, who is here, have been my strength and stay all these years. As one friend recently remarked, Rwanda is the fourth member of our little family. Chure komwe, murakoze chane.
Thank you, Professor.
It is now an honor to invite Mr. Joseph Ritchie to join His Excellency the President on stage. Joseph Ritchie, Evangelist of Prosperity. Throughout your career, your genius has been to spot the hidden value in financial markets, individuals, and even entire countries. You saw Rwanda's potential for prosperity when it was least apparent. You staked your reputation on ours and brought countless others to make their contributions to Rwanda's economic transformation. When called upon to serve full-time as the founding CEO of the Rwanda Development Board, you did not hesitate. In many difficult circumstances, you have stood with and spoken up for a country which is also your own. On behalf of a grateful nation, His Excellency the President of the Republic of Rwanda hereby bestows the honor of outstanding friendship, Igihango, on Mr. Joseph Ritchie. Congratulations, sir. You are invited to the podium for your acceptance remarks.
Your Excellency, President Kagame, Madam Kagame, honorable ministers, members of parliament, and other senior members of the GOR, and friends of Rwanda, all protocol observed. Of all the awards I've received, this one certainly tops the list. And so, thank you, Mr. President, and thank you to my Rwandan brothers and sisters. I just want to put the work I've done in context for a minute. I'm not known as a guy that's good at talking people into giving money or joining causes. One exception in my life has been this journey, which is now in its 15th year. I was known as the guy that went and brought CEOs into Rwanda and people like Rick Warren. And in this case, I had no trouble asking them because I simply said that, you know, you're rich, you're famous, you have honor and respect, but I have something that you don't, and I'm going to share it with you. And if you live 10 lives, you won't get another opportunity like this. This is the chance to join a little army, a country where the president is more interested in his own people's welfare than in his own interests, and that just doesn't come along. So, and you know, when I looked them in the eye and told them that, they knew I was telling the truth. So I had no trouble recruiting friends of Rwanda. It was a chance to play on a team that you just aren't going to get in your next 10 lives. It went from being, though, like a team to being like a family, and I was reminded of that when I walked through the door and saw faces that I've known now for 15 years that started out as teammates, but they become friends, and then they become brothers and sisters. So Rwandans look at us and they wonder why, they feel like we've given them a big gift, but we feel like we're the recipients of the big gift. We got a chance to do something that not many people get. I want to just give you one more bit of information because this has happened relatively recently. We went and got CEOs. We got Rick Warren, the leader of the Protestants. We were always a little disappointed that we didn't get more Catholic involvement in the peace plan, which was part of the whole three-legged stool concept. About 3 years ago, without the president's permission, I went to the Vatican and started beating on them, saying, you guys need to tell your people in Rwanda to get with the program. And the reaction I got was, you are absolutely correct, and this is what Pope Francis keeps telling us. So I've become quite close to them, and we've continued working together, but what I didn't realize was that the President and Madam Kagame were going to meet the Pope, which they did earlier this year, and hit it off incredibly. I talked to people that were in the meeting, and they said that this was just an amazing connection and at a personal level between the Pope and the President and Madam Kagame. And the people at the Vatican have shown huge interest in basically doing the same thing Rick has done with Rwanda and with other countries, almost using it as a model. In fact, the last time I saw the Pope, I said to him, President Kagame sends his regards, and I really got a reaction. He said, well, that's one really strong president. And now Cardinal Turkson, who heads up all this stuff, has become an ally. So I think we've got one more member to our little team, which is Pope Francis and the Vatican. And this is kind of new information most of you weren't aware, so I thought I'd throw that in. But thank you all, my Rwandan brothers and sisters. This is, like I say, the best honor of my life.
Thank you, Mr. Ritchie.
Last but not least, we will now hear the citation of one of our distinguished honorees who could not be here tonight. Dr. Paul Farmer, Crusader for Dignity. He has earned global respect for proving that quality healthcare can be made available to every person in the world, regardless of income, by demonstrating the importance of working together with effective national institutions. Partners in Health, under his leadership, has contributed to historically unprecedented improvements in the health of nearly every Rwandan. By scientifically establishing the reality of these outcomes, He has expanded the ambition of global health as a whole. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now watch Dr. Farmer's acceptance remarks by video.
I'm truly humbled by this great honor. In the more than 30 years I've been doing this work as a physician, as a teacher, as an implementer, I can't think of anything more significant than the decade I was able to spend here in Rwanda. In the 3 districts where we were sent, Kirehe, Ringwabu, and Burera, there were no functioning hospitals and no physicians. And we were allowed to be part of the Rwandan family, working with the Ministry of Health to open up services and indeed to build or rebuild 3 district hospitals. Over the last 15 years, we have seen the steepest declines in mortality ever documented anywhere at any time in human history. Just to be close to it, to say nothing of spending a decade here in Rwanda, has been the great privilege of my life as a physician. I wouldn't want anyone listening tonight to think I believed I deserve any of these honors, as grateful for them as I am. Just being part of this family, being part of this movement to extend basic healthcare services to rural areas, to the poor, to people marginalized by forces beyond their control, that's reward enough. I'd like to personally thank the President, First Lady, who've been such good friends and supporters of Partners in Health, and also all the health professionals, community health workers, nurses, doctors, administrators who allowed us to be part of this work and work by our sides or allowed us to work by theirs. I'd like to thank all of our patients and indeed everyone who has lifted up the cause of health equity. And I just close by saying that 15 years is not a long time to be involved with Rwanda, and I'm looking forward more than ever to the next 15. Thank you very deeply.
Excellency, Mr. President, may we now invite you to deliver your remarks.
Mwiriwe neza. Distinguished honorees, leaders of Rwanda's highest institutions, guests who came with the honorees, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I wish to start by welcoming you to this very special evening for us all. For the first time, we are awarding one of Rwanda's highest decorations of honor. In English, the medal is known as the Order of Outstanding Friendship. And each of these 8 individuals is most definitely an outstanding friend to Rwanda. But they are much more than that, as suggested by the name of the award in Kinyarwanda, Igihango, for which there is no satisfactory translation. In Rwandan tradition, Igihango was the most solemn bond that could unite two people or two families. It was a freely chosen pact based on truth and mutual sacrifice, which was unbreakable and lifelong. The oath was sealed before witnesses with a symbolic drop of blood. They then consumed a special beverage with the mystical properties known as Igihango. Mystical properties. Ordinary friends were called inshuti. Those joined by a pact of Igihango were known, however, as abanywanyi. Literally, those who have drunk of one other. There is something of us in you and something of you in us. Earlier, we had some of the achievements of the honorees and their story with Rwanda. I can assure you that what they did in many cases even goes beyond those citations. I'm reminded just to say, when the master of ceremonies were were reading citations, I was reminded by what Joe Ritchie said. When he referred to the Pope and the Vatican. In the citation is where they talked about Holy See. I'm sure maybe it doesn't register anything to many people here, but Holy See is the Vatican. I just want to make sure it was well understood. And for the Holy See that was referring to in the citation relating to Gilbert Shaguri, Shaguri was, among others, contributed a great deal to breaking this silence, or so to speak, bad blood between Rwanda and the Vatican. It's one of those reasons that were being talked about. And this problem had been there, as you know, for many years. There were two outstanding cases where people who got so deeply involved in our tragic history refused to come even close to acknowledging their responsibility. One of them was the Vatican, but through those efforts we were able to resolve that one case. There is another case that will hopefully one day also be resolved, that still remains, and I think Ale is working on it, and his wife. You understand what I mean? But we are not in a hurry. And refusing to acknowledge one's responsibility or to really want to allow people to move forward does not stop us working hard to move forward. So the friends I was talking about and said in many cases their contribution goes beyond these citations, I was also referring to the fact that Rwanda, for the last 23 years, we have gone through seemingly insurmountable problems to overcome, but adding to Rwanda's efforts, the Rwandan efforts, the Rwandans' dedication and commitment to their cause to move forward. And so the efforts of our friends that we acknowledge here tonight and recognize in the way we can, because of their contributions, we have really gone through these hardships and overcome insurmountable problems, seemingly insurmountable problems. So through their actions, they have already amply demonstrated their devotion to our country, and today it was merely our own turn to reciprocate, at least in form of much appreciation. We deem each of them to have a special bond with our country because of specific actions that could only be taken by someone with deep love and attachment and dedication to the people of Rwanda. In the context of Rwanda's dramatic journey, the concrete acts of solidarity we honor today have particular meaning. Through the toughest times, where circumstances dictated that we had to rely on ourselves to survive, Rwanda was never totally alone. We had these friends. We continue to have friends, we continued to have friends that we could call upon. And please know, the friends, all of you, that can always count on us as well. The purpose of our various national orders is to honor extraordinary contributions to our national life. Doing so serves to inspire our young people to conduct their lives with the highest principles and ambitions. This ceremony will therefore be a regular occurrence, allowing us in due course to recognize the many others whose achievements fortify our country. Please join me once again in congratulating on behalf of the people of Rwanda the new members of the Order of Outstanding Friendship, and thank you and enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thank you, Your Excellency. We now invite the Army Band to play a brief vote of thanks. Thank you. We are now concluding the conferment of awards for this evening, and as we are moving now into the gala dinner, we invite you to continue enjoying yourself, but most importantly, to continue celebrating the many powers that lie within this room, within the different forces of good. Have a wonderful evening.
bakomeje gukurikira televiziyo y'u Rwanda kugira ngo umuhango cyangwa se igikorwa cyari giteranirije inzego zitandukanye abantu batandukanye no muri Kigali Convention Center kikaba kigana ku musozo aho ko Perezida wa Repubulika soje agaruka ku ijambo cyangwa se agaruka ku busobanuro bw'iki gikorwa by'umwihariko ku busobanuro bw'igihango. Impamvu cyiswe igihango ari uko mu muco nyarwanda cyangwa se mu buzima bw'abanyarwanda habagaho igihango cyabaga hagati y'inshuti ibyitwaga kunywana, ndetse ariyo mpamvu bano bagiye bafatanya n'u Rwanda n'abantu mwabwiye mwumva bagiye bagaruka cyane mu buzima bukomeye u Rwanda rwanyuzemo cyane cyane nyuma ya jenoside yakorewe abatutsi, ariko mu mbaraga u Rwanda rwari rufite icyo gihe, aho na Perezida wa Repubulika abigarutseho ko u Rwanda rutabaye rwonyine ahubwo rwabanye n'izi nshuti, ari nayo mpamvu zazirikanywe zigahabwa izi mpeta zazirikanywe kugira ngo zihabwe imidari y'ishimwe, ariko none ifite byinshi ivuze ku Rwanda. Muri make rero wenda n'ibyo byavugirwaga n'ibyo byabaye hano, ukaba ari umuhango kandi Perezida wa Repubulika soje avuga ko uzajya ukomeza kuba kubera ko abagiye bafatanya n'u Rwanda atari bake kandi bagiye baruha imbaraga bazakomeza kugenda bashimirwa. Reka nshimire ikipe yose yabanye natwe hano kugira ngo mushobore gukurikira uyu muhango mu buryo bw'imbona nkubona ku televiziyo y'u Rwanda. Gahunda za televiziyo y'u Rwanda zo zirakomeje zirimo n'amakuru General Basil Uwimana.
umutware natabara yandaraga tugarika imitima kota